In today's fast-paced world, the world's maritime trade is rising astronomically due to increase in commerce. There are evident increase in cargo capacity, improvement in ship turnaround, increased automation in port services and development of huge infrastructure at the ports and terminals. On this informative note, I welcome you to Maritime Update. I am Norma Obiaswalo. This show on a weekly basis provides public enlightenment on the issues and development within the maritime sector and its connecting industries. In the weeks ahead, Maritime Update will be bringing to you details on how the Nigerian Shippers Council is facilitating an innovation in the transport sector, which is intended to stimulate economic growth. First, issues and development that made news in the sector. Stay with us. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of former chairman, Nigerian Trawler Owners Association, Mrs. Margaret Onyema Orakusi, into the governing board of the Nigerian Shippers Council, NSC. The NSC governing board has Honorable Mai Malabuni as chairman, while Onyema Orakusi, Otumba Sheyi Odunton, and 7 others were appointed as members. While inaugurating the NSC board along with those of the National Inland Waterways, Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, Council for the Registration of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria, the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology in Abuja. The minister warned all new board chairmen and members under the Federal Ministry of Transportation to eschew all forms of corruption and help government deliver on its responsibilities. Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi asked all the board members to be transparent, adding that they are responsible for setting operational and administrative policies in accordance with government policy directives aimed at assisting the parastatals to achieve their mandate. He also tasked the boards to measure performance against targets and introduce broad-based policy measures that will curtail forms of deviations to ensure that targets are achieved. As part of efforts to enhance its service delivery, the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA) has embarked on the preservation and digital archiving of its important and epochal achievements. The authority has commenced a capacity building project aimed at developing strategies to make NPA very relevant now and in many years to come. This will involve the publication, documentation, and archiving of achievements of NPA management. In a meeting session organized by KITTR Consulting for the staff of NPA, who are going to take the lead in the transformational stride, the lead consultant of the project, Sada Baba Muhammad, urged participants to seize a unique opportunity provided by the Hadiza Bala Usman-led management to upscale their knowledge on digital preservation and archiving. According to how there is no training which is negative, the project is expected to cover a wide range of areas ranging from communication, documentation, and then archiving of documents. A senior librarian, UNILAG, Dr. Ngozi Okachi, who also doubles as chairperson, Information Technology Section, Nigerian Library Association, spoke on digital preservation of archival material. She urged that the training would enable NPA to store old materials to meet the needs of information seekers who want this to be available and accessible on the go in the digital age. If you have just joined us, this is Maritime Update reaching you courtesy of the Nigerian Shippers Council. For details, please reach the Nigerian Shippers Council on their email or better still text the number on your screen. Do you know that the Port Services Support Portal (PSSP) is a complaint management and service support solution aimed at addressing business-to-business transaction problems in the Nigerian ports? Here is how to use it.
Welcome to Port Support Services, otherwise called the PSSP. The PSSP, as it is popularly known, is an initiative of the Nigerian Shippers Council created to serve the public better. Just to help you navigate the portal, first log on to the website www.pssp.ng pssp.ng. There you'll find the basic information about PSSP, information on partners of the project standard operating procedure of the partners of the PSSP, and frequently asked questions, contact information. With the PSSP of the Nigerian Shippers Council, members of the public will be able to make complaints using the complaint form, track the status of the complaint, and make inquiries or give a feedback using the contact form. To submit a complaint, open your web browser and type www.pssp.ng. The home page will load. Click on the Make a Complaint. The login page will display, but you will need to be registered on the portal to be able to submit a complaint. If it's the first time of submitting a complaint, click on either the Register button or the Register link. To register, you will need to apply your email address, display name and password. After completing these fields, you should click on the Register button. If you have previously created an account, simply log in by supplying your email address and password. After you have successfully logged in, you should see the complaint form. The system assumes you are the main complainant. The complaint form has 5 sections: complaint details, service provider details, event or service description, other details, complaint description. In addition, you will find a yes and a no button, and this is how it works. Using the yes or no button indicates you are complaining on behalf of a company. If you're complaining on behalf of someone, you have to give us their details by clicking on the Add Detail button, then click on the Next button. From the pop-up list, select the type of company your complaint is about from the agency list and select the company from the companies list.
Thanks for staying with us. Now to the guest of the week. He is Moses Fadik, the Assistant Director, Head of Complaints of the Nigerian Shippers Council. In this interaction, he spoke to us about the PSSP, which has been a solution and has engendered interagency efficiency in the port industry. Details in this package. The Nigerian Shippers Council with other stakeholders established the Port Service Support Portal. Can you tell us exactly what this Port Support Portal is all about?
The Port Service Support Portal is a complaints management and port support solution aimed at addressing business-to-business transaction problems in Nigerian ports. What do I mean? The portal allows stakeholders to submit and track the status of their complaints, inquiries, and port service requests in an online real-time manner. So in a nutshell, it's a software management for complaints or infractions or requests in the port service system in Nigeria.
This port supports PSSP. I think it's a new
it's a new innovation.
New innovation.
Yeah.
So how will you compare its efficiency with what you've had? I know you have WhatsApp, you have emails and website and all that. How will you compare its efficiency with what you have existing? Because the innovation is to improve upon what you already have. So how will you compare it? Will you say that okay, the efficiency is okay compared to what you have already?
Well, let me put it this way. I would say the portal is a complete package solution. For instance, if you choose to use the email, definitely you must be waiting for a response from the other hand. If the response did not come, you wouldn't even know whether something has been done or not. If it is SMS or telephone, somebody must speak it. But what makes the portal different is immediately you log into the portal, you make your request and you make your complaint. You get an immediate response. That's when we say in an online real-time manner. Even your complaints, as it's progressing by different agencies, and your complaint, you can track your status of your complaints. Just a matter of going back there, log in, you know at which stage your complaint is. And furthermore, you could make further interface on that complaint. Probably you just got some evidences, you upload it, and so all parties will be seeing it. So the beauty of it is that the person complaining, the council administrating it, the person complaining against, and you, the complainer, will see it all live. So I would say, apart from efficiency, it improves transparency.
Okay. PSSP, which has been the interface between the Nigerian Shippers Council as the port economic regulator and shippers, how exactly will you rate the PSSP?
Let me redirect it. I will not want the word interface per se.
Okay.
I would say the portal is a solution in the port industry to record infractions, inquiries, and generate statistics of what goes on within the port system in Nigeria. So all parties within the port system are a party to it, and they are seeing it real time because there is a dashboard where you can see what goes on within the port industry.
You've enumerated the benefits of this PSSP compared to what you already have existing. Then how will you rate the patronage since its establishment?
Well, I would say the patronage is encouraging for now. It's picking up. You know, a new innovation, definitely will have time for people to be able to key into it, be able to be used to it, and I would say it's picking up, but not still applied to a desired level. And that's why we are encouraging people to keep using it. There's no point having the software and people will ignore it. So people should interface with it, test run it, make it work, and use it regularly.
How has the complaints made on this portal helped to boost shipping activities at the seaports?
Well, the good thing about the portal is at the end of every quarter, it generates statistics. In each quarter, automatically it will tell you how many complaints in a particular area. For instance, container deposit refund. How many people complain in that regard? Delay in release of consignment. It will tell us how many complain in that regard. Against who? So at the end of that quarter, it will say, oh, we have X number of container refund of container deposits. Then it will tell us this X number were against whom?
Okay.
This particular agency, this particular agency. Meaning that the other agencies that are not having such issues could mean that yes, they have an efficient container refund deposit system. So it makes every organization, it holds them accountable for their actions, and a one-stop shop.
Okay, there must be a feedback from this portal. How will you say those who have made complaints on this portal, how satisfactory have they gotten the solutions to whatever complaints they've made?
Yeah, the beauty of it is that on the portal, if you are not satisfied on the portal, there's no way that complaints could be closed. It can never be a closed case. Because at the end of the day, when you are satisfied, there's a remark column there. Thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you for what you have done. I'm so happy about it. Keep it up. Maybe it's a system generated. Maybe it goes in and at that column, a positive remark, then it goes to a closed case.
Do you have something like a data for the complaint?
Well, I'm trying to show you something now. It's a dashboard which will help you. Which will answer that question that you automatically the system stores data on its own. So that's a reporting system. Just go in there, press some buttons, and it will generate the data automatically. And why we said it's a one-stop solution is even for government policies. Data in there are used for government policies. Each organization's level of efficiency can be determined on the PSSP. It will tell you which organization has the most infraction. Let me quickly show you this dashboard. In a nutshell, it's telling me how many new complaints have I gotten today. And when I say it's a complete one-stop shop, you can see cases by source. When I say by source, email, phone, walk-in, web. web is the PSSP. Then it will tell me cases by owner, who are the one handling the cases, and cases by stage. If you look at this particular case by stage, new case, assigned, investigation, awaiting response, awaiting complaints, review evidence, resolved. You can see the number of resolved, it goes up. And you can see case by agency. Who are the agencies involved in those cases? So with the dashboard, in a nutshell, you can see what goes on within the industry without necessarily being there.
Okay, you mentioned the policies of government that the responses or the solutions that is being given or the complaints is guides government's policies.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, when I say it guides government in decision making, now for instance, we have a gridlock in Apapa now. A lot of lorries, trailers. The first question is, why this gridlock? Is it that the rate of attendance to them at the port is slow? Is it that we have too much cargo to evacuate from the ports and that's why the gridlock? Is it a bad road? A lot of things will keep coming up, and from all those nomenclature entities and everything, you'll be able to know. That is one. Two, in terms of service delivery in the ports, container deposit refund. This money you paid down to a service provider for taking away their equipment for a specified period of time, after which it starts to generate penalty. So you must have given down an amount, say 100,000. Present is 200,000 within Lagos environment and 400,000 in the interland. So when you now return that container back in good condition, that money will be refunded back to you. Now, most times, this money, only do some importers get it back, because if they give you 2 weeks to return it back and get to 200,000, within that, for you to get back to them within that 2 weeks, we know the situation on the roads. 2 weeks has elapsed. So how do you get it back? So, why are a greater number of people not getting it back? We must know. Because access to the port or to the holding bay is very, very difficult. So how could we make access to it seamless? So that's how guys communication. And if peradventure we discovered that within that 2 weeks, even though there's access now, it's not being refunded back to people on time, the next question will be that service provider, all of them, see that they keep that money in business for them to generate more fund out of it than returning back. The government will now say, okay, the returning period is 10 days. And if you fail to return in 10 days, it starts to generate interest. So through that, government will be able to know what to do at any particular point in time due to activities and results or outcomes that we got on this system.
Okay, based on this, what are the most frequently complaints you've received? What? Because you mentioned the gridlock on Apapa Road. Yeah. So what other frequent complaints have you?
Well, the most frequent complaints in the port industry today, I would say, is the issue of high demurrage, high storage, non-necessary cost by the consignee. It's the situation we find ourselves. Systems breakdown is one of the two. Then most times again, government agencies act of impunity. We know the customs are to release a container, but along the chain, release chain, you could see another agency coming up to a terminal operator to say, I suspected that container. We are investigating. Don't release it. At the end of the investigation, nothing is found, and the best they could say is to the consignee is, we are sorry. So if it takes 20 days, investigation will be done. Those charges within that 20 days, in terms of storage, in terms of demurrage, in terms of rate of return on money, who pays for it? And that's why we are appealing that even if there is going to be any government intervention or contradiction or whatever language we don't use on that, let there be let there be a timeline to carry out such activities. And if you go onto that portal, the Port Service Support portal, you see there that we have a complaints handling timeline. which is a guide for all users of that system to know what it is. This is portal. This is the front page of the portal. Welcome to the Port Service Support portal. Be a party. Speak out, you'll be heard and be well redressed. Shun corruption and uplift Nigerian ports. Those are the messages. Fighting corruption starts from you. It's a message. Transparency and accountability in Nigerian port is our goal. And look at the timeline of the portal now. It tells all the complaints on the timeline. Any complaints at all that comes to the portal, that comes to your agency, you must acknowledge within 24 hours.
One final word for the users of the portal.
Okay.
What do you think they stand to gain in using the portal?
Well, there are many things to gain from using the portal. But one thing you should bear in mind is that the portal enables you to interface as far as request and complaints is concerned within the confine, within your own comfortability. You could be in your house, you could be in your office, you could be on the road, you could be anywhere in any part of the world. Just log in www.pssp.ng. You are ready. So you don't have to see Fadipe. You don't have to see Maritime update. You don't have to see anybody. You speak into the system. The system is responding to you. So that's the beauty of the portal.
Wow. I must thank you most kindly for coming on Maritime Update. It's been Moses Fadipe. He is the Assistant Director, Head of Complaints, Nigerian Shippers Council. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, madam.
That was Moses Fadipe, the Assistant Director, Head of the Complaints of the Nigerian Shippers Council. To ascertain the efficacy of PSSP, in line with Moses Fadipe's explanation, our crew visited some of those who have used the portal, and this is what they had to say in terms of their experience.
The PSSP portal is working. It is working. The portal, I don't know your rating system, but I'm saying it's highly functional. It is responsive. Once you have a clear declaration, an honest declaration, they switch into action immediately, and they get results. And I may testify. I've used it and it worked for me. And I'm challenging anybody that has a genuine declaration and that has made complaint to Nigerian Shippers Council and it was not genuinely attended. I'm challenging that person. Let the person come up with his evidence.
Yes, it's been helpful in some ways, but it hasn't effectively or totally eradicated the problems we face, because some of these problems are ongoing. You know, you put up your complaint, they call all stakeholders to a meeting, and you try to reach an agreement on the way forward. But some of these problems keep reoccurring. You know, sometimes it's not as a fault of the shipping lines, who are the major people we have complaints against. Sometimes the perennial traffic is the cause of the problems. But you know, both the port operator and the shipping lines have a share of blame. The problems we face. One thing I'd like them to do is to create more awareness. A lot of people, a lot of port users do not know that they can actually channel their complaint to Nigerian Shippers Council. There is so much lacking. People are having so many problems and they don't know where to go to. So they need to create that awareness that we are here for you. You know, if you have anything related to shipping, you can always bring your complaints 24/7. You know, that awareness has to be there.
That's a wrap on the show this week. We must thank you for being a part of Maritime Update this week. This show promises to bring you a better package next week. For more details, you can contact the Nigerian Shippers Council on email, website, or text the number on your screen. In case you missed any of our episodes, check us out on our global platform on YouTube, Maritime Update. I am Norma Obiasalo. See you again next week. Goodbye.